Sarah Collins was the kind of person everyone in Mill Creek knew, or at least thought they did. At 34, she had spent the past decade as a nurse at St. Mary's Hospital, tending to the sick and comforting the grieving. Her warm smile and selfless nature made her beloved by patients and colleagues alike. In a town of just under 5,000 people, she was more than a nurse. She was a confidant, a sister figure, and, for some, a lifeline. So when Sarah vanished on a crisp October evening, Mill Creek was shaken to its core. It began as an ordinary Wednesday. Sarah had worked a double shift, filling in for a colleague. She clocked out at 9:15 p.m., waved goodbye to the night staff, and stepped into the parking lot under the orange glow of the streetlights. Her car was found the next morning in its usual spot, keys on the driver's seat. But Sarah was nowhere to be seen. At first, the police assumed a random act of violence. A lone woman in a dimly lit parking lot seemed like an easy target. Flyers went up, search parties combed the woods, and local news outlets ran segments pleading for information. But as days turned into weeks, hope waned, and the town braced itself for the worst. Then, detectives uncovered Sarah's locked journal hidden in her bedroom, and everything changed. Inside the journal were entries that painted a different picture of Sarah. The warm, kind nurse had been harboring secrets that no one in Mill Creek suspected. She wrote about receiving cryptic notes left in her mailbox, feeling like someone was watching her, and the strained relationship with her boyfriend, Ryan Hale, a carpenter with a temper known to flare. What stood out most, however, was her mention of Hannah. The entries hinted at a clandestine friendship, or perhaps something more. "Hannah understands me like no one else does," Sarah wrote in one passage. "But if anyone finds out, I don't know what will happen." When detectives questioned Ryan, he admitted that their relationship had been rocky. He claimed they'd argued the night before her disappearance, but he swore he had nothing to do with her vanishing. His alibi, a late-night project at his workshop, checked out. Suspicion briefly shifted to him, but there wasn't enough evidence to move forward. 2 weeks later, a jogger stumbled upon a torn piece of fabric in the woods outside town. It matched the blouse Sarah had worn the night she vanished. Nearby, investigators found a shallow grave, but instead of Sarah's body, it contained personal belongings. Her hospital ID, a bracelet her mother had given her, and a locket with a picture of her and Ryan. Felt staged, deliberate. The discovery only deepened the mystery. Why bury her items but not her body? Was this a taunt, a clue, or a red herring? The break in the case came when detectives traced Hannah. She wasn't just a friend. Hannah Peters was a former patient of Sarah's, a young woman who had been in and out of St. Mary's after a mental health crisis. Their connection, once thought to be professional, was far more intimate. Emails between the two revealed a torrid affair. One Sarah had ended weeks before her disappearance. When detectives brought Hannah in for questioning, she appeared calm. Too calm. She admitted to feeling betrayed by Sarah's decision to cut ties, but insisted she had no reason to harm her. However, her alibi fell apart under scrutiny. Hannah claimed she was home the night Sarah vanished, but security footage showed her car near the hospital parking lot just before Sarah's disappearance. Pressed further, Hannah finally cracked. Through tears, she confessed to confronting Sarah in the parking lot that night, hoping to convince her to rekindle their relationship. When Sarah refused, an argument ensued. In a fit of rage, Hannah shoved Sarah, causing her to hit her head on the pavement. Panicked, she dragged Sarah into her car, drove into the woods, and left her unconscious, believing she had killed her. But when investigators combed the area Hannah described, they found no body, only a set of footprints leading away from the scene. Against all odds, Sarah had survived. 3 days later, Sarah was found alive, disoriented but alive, wandering near a gas station 2 towns over. She had no memory of the attack, only flashes of Hannah's face and the sound of tires crunching gravel. The town breathed a collective sigh of relief, but the joy was bittersweet. Hannah was arrested and charged with assault and attempted murder. In court, Sarah spoke with trembling but resolute words, expressing her hope that Hannah would get the help she needed. Mill Creek returned to its quiet rhythm, but the community was forever changed. Sarah resumed her work at the hospital, though she carried visible scars, both emotional and physical. The parking lot where she disappeared now had extra lighting and surveillance cameras, a somber reminder of the night that nearly cost her everything. And as for the town, they learned a harsh truth. Even in the most seemingly idyllic communities, darkness